there, everybody. Welcome back to the Brass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Christian, alongside me as
Aspen.
And today you may have noticed something a little bit different this episode. And one is the Brass Man. He's back. Unfortunately, I keep forgetting him, and I don't put him in my backpack for whatever reason, so I haven't had him for, I think, either the past 2 episodes or 1. I don't know. Everything's kind of out of whack since we scrapped that video, so. But besides the point. We also don't have scripts today. This episode's going to be a little bit more of a free-form discussion pretty much about the update video that I put out this past Sunday. And as of recording of this episode, it's been a day and a lot has changed.
A lot.
Yeah, we've got updates, and I wanted to get Espen's take, and we got in the studio as soon as we could, and yeah, we're pretty much just going to cover everything that was covered in the update video just in a more detailed fashion, and I won't be restricted to 10 minutes. So, just to start off, we want to talk about the CDH episode, and while Espen's here, he can give his take. Now, this episode, again, I said in the update video that our opinions had changed about releasing it after seeing the backlash. And to go in depth about that, the backlash, it's not that we're worried about getting backlash for anything. We're worried about doing something that's considered controversial and affecting the growth of the channel. You know, we're not seeing like huge growth, but what little growth we're seeing, we don't want that to just halt for like a year because we made a controversial video. And I mean, I'm really happy with the episode. I thought it was one of my favorites that have been recorded, but unfortunately that episode is just not gonna see the light of day, at least for a couple years, probably. Maybe things will change, and maybe the rules committee or whatever will start looking at CDH and giving it a little more respect, but until then, we're just going to keep that video under wraps. So, Espen, do you have any opinions about the video that we recorded or anything that you wanted to add about it?
No, yes. The CDH video, I love the video. I loved going over it. It was lots of fun. Had some great discussion about it. But we came together and saw what's going on. It's like, probably shouldn't, just to be safe, at least. But, which is why we are here now talking about it.
Yeah, we kind of had to work with the people that actually own the studio to get in here on this Monday, just so we could do this video to be up on Friday. And this is going to be another video with probably very little editing. You'll probably see the intro and the outro as usual, but we have no specific time length we're trying to hit. We're just going to discuss about it. And yeah, the CDH video I thought we had some good points in the video, but unfortunately it's just, if someone as big as Saffron Olive, who poses the idea, gets all that pushback, I can only imagine like how we're not going to, people respect Saffron Olive for his platform and like how successful he's been in doing fun Magic decks and stuff. As far as our platform, I mean, we're pretty unproven on most things, you know. We new to this game, and you know, this will be technically our 11th Brass Gaming Podcast episode, and you know, we're still trying to prove ourselves and build up our fan base and kind of establish ourselves here. And so, along with a lot of things, we're just trying. We just don't want to jeopardize any chances of the channel seeing any negative backlash and make people not want to watch us because we said something that was considered controversial or not popular with the general Magic community. And unfortunately, the Magic community is great, but the online presence is also pretty vicious. And you really got to kind of tread with caution with the online episode.
Yeah, I remember you actually like calling me about it, and we discussed it over. Yeah. And we're looking at some things and just weighing the options. Just like we really don't want any of that backlash on us right now, as how small we are. We want to continue growing. So it just felt safer to just do this instead. Yeah.
And I think, you know, our opinions haven't changed on CDH being its own format. And, you know, if you want to have a discussion in real life, I'll have a discussion with you about it and we can talk, but I just don't want to be brutalized online or canceled because I said something that's not popular with the EDH community. So, And I love this format. I love EDH and I love CEDH, and I don't want to be disowned from
you're right.
From the format and the fan base because I say something that the general people don't agree with. So, there was another point that we talked about. The CDH video, again, I thought was a really good episode, a really good discussion, but it probably was the best call to scrap it for now. Right. And if we ever get bigger, or when we get bigger and more views, we'll probably release it as an additional video for a week or something and just have it shown. And Espen, do you have any final thoughts about the CDH video?
No, I think you covered it all for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so we also wanted to re-talk about the situation at the local game store in our hometown. I just wanted to get Espen's take. I pretty much explained the situation in the update video, but for those that didn't watch that video, there was a situation in which one of our good friends was watching out for a little kid playing Magic that's just learning. An employee of a shop freaked out because the kid failed to maintain the board state, which was a complete laughable joke, and freaked out and yelled at our friend and yelled at the kid and made himself look like a real jerk. And I guess people were already having issues with him before this. And, just in general, just one of the many reasons why we did not want to go to the card shop.
Right.
And the guy on a personal level, outside of Magic, I like him. He can be a cool guy, but it's for some reason Magic just brings the worst out of some people, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
sometimes you can really see when even though it's not for a lot of things, some people just get into that competitive play and can sometimes bring out the bad on them. Yeah, and it's, again, we wanted to highlight, it wasn't an REL event. This was just an FNM, and there's no reason to be over competitive and freak out in FNM over a kid missing a trigger. And the board state hadn't advanced beyond that trigger, so it was I don't know what the big deal was. I don't know.
And any judge wouldn't have said anything either, because it's not an REL event. It would have been okay, you're mad about something stupid. I don't care. If you're gonna, judges are usually, there's usually one of them at an FNM, and they don't have time to worry about stupid stuff like that. And it is stupid. You're taking away his judge time because you're upset about something dumb. And if I was the judge still at that shop, I would have just said, look, you need to just get over it, dude, because this is ridiculous. And so I think it's only fair that we never try to hate on LGSs because we're big fans of them.
Huge,
and we think that they're vital for Magic, and we think that if the mothership doesn't think so, well, that's kind of foolish of them. Because this card game, or these LGSs, are what keep this card game going. And it's important to recognize the importance of what these shops do for this game. And I've never really had a shop that I didn't like until the new people took over a shop that I really liked. And some would say, since they got more product, it was better. But I don't go to a shop for the product most of the time. Magic product's nice, and that's a bonus of a shop. I go to the shop because of the people and the personality of the shop.
Right.
And this highlights the shop that I mentioned in the video, Great Escape Gaming, one of the best shops I've been to. The players there are all really cool. The owners are some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And it's how a shop, they got a personality that it's hard to beat that. It reminds me of when our shop was owned by the nice old man that owned it, and when I was judging. And unfortunately, I haven't had the platform to really talk about this issue because unfortunately I was in a position where I was a very prominent figure of the old way the shop was ran when the older man or owned it. And I pretty much ran all the Magic scene there.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the gaming and the Magic I ran. And the owner only did Magic because that's what kind of helped him survive. He wasn't a gamer. He was more of a model railroad and vinyl hobby kind of guy. And so he brought me on to run the gaming and build a community. And
it's grown quite a bit since you've been there.
It had grown, you know, I started off with about an F&M of about 8 players, and it just grew and grew, and more people started talking to each other, and some people fell off, more people came, a bunch of like young kids started showing up because they heard about it, and we tried a lot of crazy things. We had a lot of fun, and it was probably, I have no regrets doing that. And that was when I was a judge for all intents and purposes. I did it so that shop could say they had a Magic judge. And so I worked really hard for that shop and gave it my all to build a healthy community and to make it a welcoming environment. And we always made sure we had time to look through your cards or to do buy, sell, trade, or to take care of you and talk with you. And we were never too busy for the customer. And I think the reason I bring the buy, sell, trade up is because that's what I know I don't know if you want to share it, so I'll just pose it to you if you want to share it. But I felt like this was another important thing another reason why we don't go there.
Yeah, I can share it. It's just,
I mean, you were really upset, and I don't blame you.
I'm not going to lie. I give people the benefit of the doubt every time. I remember you said you'd never go there, but I still went there because I was like, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
And I went there with you that day. I drove you there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I went there having hope and went to trade in like 20 some cards or something. And word for word, I brought them. I was trying to get a couple cards that were more value, so I was trying to trade up for them. And word for word, the person that was wearing there said to me, I do not have the time of day to go through all that. Mind you, there was no one else in the shop or no one near the counter. It was just me. And
we made sure to ask this question or ask it after the event was over.
Yeah, because they had an event going on. I asked them, hey, can I do this after the event was done? And I go to a lot of shops, and I'm always trading in sometimes even more than 20 cards, and I never got that response. And you know this, I was a little heated for like, it was just, I just never had a shop that because it used to be the shop that we used to love and go down to all the time. It just kind of broke my heart seeing that from someone in the Magic community. Is just kind of like really disheartening, especially someone that's like helping run a LGS.
Yeah. If your mentality is you don't have time to look through cards to price cards, then you probably shouldn't be dealing with Magic cards. Because any shop you go to, if you say, hey, I have some cards I want to sell or trade in, every single shop I've been to in Michigan, every single shop, and I have confidence saying this, every single vendor I've been to, every single online realtor, somehow these large corporations, these large vendors, and these other bigger shops always have time for our cards. But yet this small shop doesn't have time to look through cards.
It just really broke my heart, actually, because I love LGSs more than anyone. I would like to think, at least, because a lot of my friends are like, oh, you can go get stuff online. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna get it at the store because I love supporting them, and just having that happen to me at a LGS is kind of like really tore on me because I really like that place. I wanted to give them a benefit of a doubt, and just was really disappointed in the end, unfortunately.
And I'll share a story about why I was disenfranchised in the beginning. From the very beginning, when I heard this deal was going down, I talked with the owner, and he was ready to retire, and I tried to help make this transition as smooth. I tried to encourage our players to stay. And so these people that now own this business owned another shop, and they didn't run big Magic events, but they had a small for like new kids. And so one of the owners messaged me and said, hey, I want to talk about you potentially coming on as the judge for our events. Do you want to come down and talk? I'm like, sure. And my plans was to move down to this area anyway. So I was going to pretty much no matter what, I was going to tell them, hey, look, I've done my best for this community. I've built you a play group in a oops. Well, oh well. People are going to figure it out anyways, just by us talking about it. I built this play group in this small city, and the fact that we'll probably have to bleep that out. Honestly, I'm probably going to bleep that out just because I don't want people to know the city. I don't want to give them any publicity that possible. But besides that point, I built this play group in this city, and we had about 15 regular people. And for this city, that was really good. It's a small city in mid-Michigan. So I go down there and I talk with the owner, and we're just chit-chatting. He's like, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things from the owner, and I just want to bring you on. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just out of curiosity. I'm like, well, what would you offer me? And mind you, the owner of the games shop prior told me that this particular owner went down and asked how much he was paying me. So he knew what my wage was. This new owner of this shop looks me in the face and says, I will give you $2 store credit per person that shows up to an F&M. That is, insulting to say the least. Probably the biggest slap to the face I've ever gotten. I was already taking a pay cut to work at the card shop anyways, to just judge there and to run the events because I loved it. I'm not going to work for nothing. I'm not going to work for store credit. You knew how much I was getting paid for cash, and you couldn't even have offered me an employee position. Like, that was probably, I've never been so insulted by a job offer in my life. And I'm not a confrontational guy. So I said, okay, well, I'm planning on moving down to Ypsi, Ann Arbor area and go to college, and I just don't have the time to do it. And I walked out and I told our friend group, I said, look, I know you guys don't have any problems with this, but I'm going to tell you, if this is a sign of like how they're treating me, I don't expect how they're going to treat you to be much better. And
it seems like you're right. I mean, at least to what has happened so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It hasn't gotten better. There's been controversy after controversy. There's been, and this is all allegations, but these are from some of my close friends that witnessed this firsthand. And, I know how they treated me. It doesn't surprise me. There's been allegations of racism, of gouging prices on stuff. And it's unfortunate because the old owner, and while yes, Wadsey got rid of MSRP, so you could still sell for anything, but you can still look and see, okay, well, this is our cost. This is how we figured it out, because they stopped MSRP when I was working there at the gaming stuff. We figured, okay, this is how much it still costs. We can charge this, and it'll still be we'll still make a fair profit. We're not gouging people. We're not ripping them off because of perceived value. We want to sell at a fair price to maintain our play group. And it's really unfortunate, I could say. This shop that I loved, that I put so much time into building, that I spent years of my life working at and forming relationships with people in this community. And some of my best friends to this day still come from these relationships I formed. And all of my friends, a majority of them, got treated absolutely horrendously. And I wanted to share another story. I went to Great Escape for Pioneer on Saturday, and I was talking with some of the guys, and they were talking about another shop in Flint. And I'll share this shop because it's a good shop since this particular thing has happened. It's a Gamer Sanctuary. So Gamer Sanctuary used to have 3 owners. The current owner and the 2 owners that own the shop in our hometown now. And I was talking with one of the guys who I used to play with at Gamer Sanctuary before I stopped going because of the other owners. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I said, hey, do you still go to this shop and play? He said, yeah, well, events don't fire because the problematic owners, they really killed off the playgroup, treated players horribly, treated everyone horribly. And the guy that ended up buying them out or owning it, as soon as he took control, he split himself from them, said he didn't want to be associated with from at least their Facebook post that they made. I don't know the extent of it, but I know that when I talk to the other employees or the other people, gamers, and from what they've heard through employees, like, they are happy that those other two owners are gone because of problematic ownership. And again, we're not saying any names. We're not saying the name of the shop. We'll just give you guys the pieces, and if you are really curious, you can look up yourself and you can probably figure it out. And I already have to bleep the home city of ours because definitely not going to give you that easy one because you know, they're the only one in that city. But I digress. And I know this is a very serious tone, but I am glad that most LGSs are not like that.
This is very true. A lot of the ones down here are super nice and super friendly.
A lot of the ones in Flint, even Gamer Sanctuary now is probably one of the better shops I've been to. Like, they have this great tax season sale right now. I picked up some D&D minis. I picked up some Magic. Really good guys. And they maintained the same employees that were working. And those employees are some of the coolest people in the world. Great escape. Great shop. And, like, I don't mind driving. However, because I'll be living back in our hometown, and I've already I already said I'm not going to go to that shop. And I've told the group, I said, after all the allegations and how they handled it and how they have treated me in the past and how they've treated some of you, no, absolutely not. I will not give my money to an LGS that, frankly, doesn't deserve my money with their history. I would rather spend the gas, drive a half hour or so, or however long it is, to Flint and go to a game store that I can proudly say is like, this reminds me of, this is a good game shop. Whether it be Gamer Sanctuary, whether it be Great Escape Gaming, which it'll probably always be Great Escape because the owners there are some of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my life. And we just want to stress, we want to be advocates for, if you have similar experiences, tell us. Don't let bad shops get your business. And it's unfortunate in small cities, sometimes people are relegated to going to that shop, to those shops. If you have the resources and you have the ability, don't go to bad shops that treat you poorly or that treat your friends poorly or that don't have time to look through your Magic cards. Go to Magic shops that treat you with respect and treat you with dignity. And yeah, I know I've been talking for a good 15 minutes or so, but I felt like I needed to get that out.
No, it's totally understandable. You have a lot longer history there than I do because when I went, it was like a year before the ownership, I believe.
A couple years, actually.
Or a couple years. Yeah, and that's where we met, so like I can relate to like how special the shop was. It was like, because like beforehand I never was super into Magic. I got down there and like just the people down there and the play and like just all the personalities were just great, and like you're probably like the main part of the shop that why like everyone came there. Because you're outgoing, you're ready to like, oh, you got cards, I'll take a look at them. Oh, you have a question about this or that interaction, sure, I'll answer them. Which I feel like was a huge draw point to that shop. The personality. We go to game stores not always for product but for personality and to be treated fair and have a good time. And if I can go, if someone opened a game store, had one single in the showcase and no product, but my friends enjoyed it and they had a good personality, I would go to that shop and support that shop. Because at the end of the day, an LGS is defined by its personality, in my opinion. And if your personality is rude, which I guess some people like
more abrasive personalities, but I certainly don't. I want to go to a welcoming environment to play Magic. I don't want to be treated poorly. So it's unfortunate that this particular shop went downhill so bad.
Yeah.
In our opinion, at least.
Yeah. Man, we've been just going off on this topic for such a long time.
Yeah, it's been, and I feel like it's important that we explain why. I mean, you gave your example, I gave my reason, and there's many other reasons that we won't dive into because we don't have enough time, unfortunately, to talk about all the stuff that the shop's been accused of and all the misdeeds and all the horrible things.
Right,
and so with that, I think we can wrap up the topic on that, unless you had anything else you wanted to say.
No, that's all. Yeah.
So this will probably be the next big portion of the video. In the video, I mentioned that there was some personal reasons. There was a plan initially that me and us were going to move back to our hometown, and we're going to go to a small college there or a small college in another city nearby and just, just do that thing, save a little money on college and just try to enjoy our lives for what they were.
Right.
And a lot of stuff happened. And we're not going to get into the details of what happened, but the video that went up was my top of my head reactions then. And after that video went up, I went and did my paper for existentialism. And then I went and hung out with Espen, and we had a deeper conversation about what are the details. And so, Espen, as of right now, I know you felt a little bit sad about the video because you felt out, and that wasn't my point. I told you that. My point wasn't out. It was just to give an update to our fans and the concerns that I wanted to raise.
Yeah.
And so actually some of those concerns turns out could maybe be unfounded with some of your plans. So how about you go ahead and give your perspective on the whole situation.
So I just have some things going on in my life where I don't know what I'm going to be doing within the next year at this moment, but I know I will be continuing going to school, whether that be here or maybe closer to
Gotta bleep two more things out now.
Just closer to
our
hometown, yes. I've been going over some things and some thinking, and I really do enjoy school. I want to continue my schooling as much as possible, but I also want to be a part of brass gaming, of course. And I'm just trying to find a fine line to balance those things right now, as well as Magic to keep with our chemistry and whatnot and everything. But there are plans. I'm working on them. I'm very hopeful that those plans will turn out in my favor.
Yeah. And
it's just a slow process at this moment, just trying to figure things out. But I am very hopeful for my future here and future in Magic. And yeah, I know. I think one of the things that you mentioned concerned you was when I brought up the idea of trying new hosts, and that's just that situation would only occur if literally we had no chemistry anymore. We couldn't play Magic together. And our experiences in Magic grew so far apart that we wouldn't be able to maintain brass gaming for what we have it as right now. And so, a lot is going on. It's been a crazy day, actually. After recording this video, I was thankfully able to find someone else that would room with me. He's touring the house we want to rent right now. So it's been a roller coaster these past few days, and we just wanted to quell the rumor, any concerns right now. We're not going anywhere. It's the end of the school year. We're in the same area. We're going to be in the same area during summer. Brass gaming's going to continue going on well, and I'm hoping that Espen moves closer to our hometown so we can continue going out and playing Pioneer on Tuesdays and go out and do brass gaming recordings and hang out and play some Commander, play some CDH, and of course,
continue, doing the things we do now, but at a more of a level, because who knows what we'll be by the time next year comes, And so we just wanted to quell any rumors that I was kicking Espen out, or no, that's not happening. And I know that video may have gave the impression Espen was a little bit stressed out about it, but no, that's not the goal. The goal is to maintain us as the hosts, and we were really excited about this project, like I said in the video. Our excitement from episode 1, which, looking back, that episode's really hard for us to watch because of 2 things. And like
lots of uhs and ums. Yeah.
Very tough to watch. Even the Anya episode, like, we're probably going to revisit both those topics sometime in the future and, you know, re-go over with them and maybe even just use the same script, but we've gotten more confident, as you guys can probably tell.
Yeah.
We've made improvements since then, and we even made improvements today, but just small things that you might not notice, but we definitely notice with, you know, my uncle who owns the studio. You know, he comes in and he helps us, you know, hey, our recording software is picking this up weird. Let's change it. Oh, the camera's picking up this weird. Let's change it. So I just want to give a big shout out to him for his support and hospitality and
for sure
letting us use the studio, and even coming on short notice today, because I literally messaged the studio has an email we have to message. I literally messaged the studio last night at like 11 p.m. and they messaged me this morning. We were talking about when to come in. And yeah, so it's been nothing to worry about there. Brass Gaming's going to continue as normal, at least for the next few months. And I'm sure if it gets to the point where Espen does have to stay in this area, I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Right.
Like, it's not detrimental. It's just we're going to have to make more of an effort to get together and play more and stuff. And, you know, who knows where that'll take us, and a lot of stuff coming up, and it'll work out, though. It always does for me. My luck stat's like 20. So
yeah, it's always 20.
Yeah, my luck stat's pretty good. So I'll probably end up getting something lucky will happen, and it'll rub off on Espen. Espen will be able to do what he wants to do too. Yeah. Not just what I want to happen, but what Espen wants to happen too. And exciting stuff coming. And yeah, so this brings us to the next topic. We've been recording for about 32 minutes now. We'll probably wrap this up pretty soon, but who knows where this take us.
Yeah.
Future of Brass Gaming. Like I said in the update video, we want to do a lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff, yeah.
We got a lot of stuff planned. You know, we want to do more shorter video type stuff. We want to do box openings for every set. We want to do a lot of stuff. And I mentioned collector boosters in that video. I did not mean collector boosters. I meant mystery boosters.
I was going to say, I saw that. I was like, hey, you said collector boosters.
Yeah, I did not mean collector boosters. I meant mystery boosters. I even commented and pinned the comment, but it is what it is. And we have a lot of stuff planned down the road. We want to continue making content that we're happy with. First and foremost, we want to be happy with our content. We've been fairly happy with the podcast, but we know that it's a big commitment to watch a 40-minute long video. It's a big commitment to watch a 30-minute, 50-minute, an hour-long video. That's a lot of your time to take out. So we want to make sure that we're being fair to all attention spans and all audiences that like our content but don't have the time of day to sit down for 45 to 30 or 50 minutes to watch our videos. And, you know, we have some stuff planned coming up. We have a lot of exciting things that we want to do, and we hope that you'll stick along for the journey. I mean, we're always trying to improve on our videos. We're always trying to think of outside the box and think of new things we can do. But, you know, a lot of stuff that we can do has already been done. So it's just trying to think of new things or think of things that might interest you guys. So if there's anything in particular that you think would be interesting for us to do, put a comment down below. You know, it would be great just to hear, hey, this. I mean, Espen, is there anything that you would be excited about doing in the future that you would want to do? Or
box opening sounds fun. Maybe even like, I know I am a money magic person. I love looking at prices of cards and seeing how new sets, like having discussions about some sets and what might be affected. I love having those type of talks, analyzing over those things. And maybe in the future, maybe some gameplay videos even, because I think that'd be a lot of fun, because I would say that some of our games are very interesting. And we have a blast all the time playing together.
Yeah, our group in general has like really good personality. We a lot of the decks we play are very kind of outside the box, especially your Pioneer deck. And I built a couple Pioneer decks. I'm currently copying your roommate on his list because I really like that list.
Which we may talk about in the future, which I'd love to do.
Yeah, we definitely want to do Pioneer content. We just, Espen's been wanting to do it sooner than I am. My whole thing with it is let's play as much as possible weekly, really understand the format, understand our decks, and then we could talk about it. I want to make sure that we're more comfortable with it than we've ever than we are even with CEDH or EDH.
Right.
I want to make sure we're at that same level. I think we're almost there.
Yeah,
so
almost.
Pioneer content may be coming up pretty soon, but don't hold your breath. We don't know. And so final topic of this video, and then we're going to let you guys go. Magic Fest Detroit. Now, this upcoming week, we have a video that we're going to do talking about Magic Fest and all the stuff they kind of have to offer. But for the sake of Magic Fest Detroit, we want to talk about it. This Friday, this Thursday, Wednesday, I don't know which day, I am going to be calling the t-shirt place and seeing if they can print some shirts for us. And we're going to have shirt for me, shirt for you, shirt for your roommate, perhaps a shirt for our director now, and then probably a spare large or XL shirt just to give out if someone recognizes us.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we never know. We never know who watches these videos. If you're going to be at Magic Fest Detroit and you see us, it's not guaranteed. If you don't see us wearing the shirts, it means we haven't got them. But if you do see us wearing the shirts and you recognize us, just come up and say, hey, I would love to get a shirt from you guys and just wear it and help advertise, and that'd be great. We'd love to give you a free shirt. And the cost to us is, the cost to advertise is already expensive, and the cost of a shirt is negligible compared to your support. So it doesn't matter the cost to us. We would love for you to be along and wear our shirts and stuff. And we're not going to have any merchandise for sale anytime soon. That's not our goal. We want to grow the community first and foremost, and grow our subscribers, and grow the video quality and keep it going.
Right.
But Magic Fest Detroit, back on that, we're going to be in the command zone. You got your command zone pass.
Ooh, yep.
And I got my command zone pass, and you can find us probably in the command zone most of the time. The times we're not in the command zone, I'll either be at the artist stations, talking with artists, getting stuff signed, buying prints, or my goal, and I said we wouldn't name any cards this episode, but I want to name the card that I'm hoping for. So it's going to be one card you're going to have to edit to put on screen.
That's fine.
And it's going to be the Judge promo Survival of the Fittest. I am going to do my damnedest to get this Judge promo because I think it's absolutely a sweet looking Judge promo.
Okay.
And I'm trying to full out my Selvala Brostorm deck. So it's I think I got about 35 cards foiled so far. And like the lands I want a specific snow covered forest, and I'm being really picky when I shouldn't be, but I want it to look my style. So yeah, the Judge promo Survival of the Fittest is my goal for Detroit. And I'm currently, if you see us and you have one, you're interested in like an Imperial Seal or something.
You're interested in an Imperial Seal.
Oh crap, I did. Well.
Oh no, I just thought it was funny. Just like, hey, you got some snow covered forest, like an Imperial Seal.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some Eldraine Wonderland snow covered forest. Well, I have an Imperial Seal, and you have a Judge promo Survival. Well, let's work out something.
There you go.
So. But yeah, so Magic Fest Detroit, we're really excited about. It's coming up a week after this video comes up, and the Magic Fest video will go up that weekend. We're really excited for it. We want to maintain and be like the people that go to the Magic Fest on this side of the United States, because as much as it makes me a little bit salty, the Magic celebrities don't ever come this way, really. I don't know why. There's a lot of fun out here, and this doesn't mean the pros. The pros will go wherever. Yeah. I met Reed Duke a couple of years ago at Magic Fest Detroit, and I was really excited to meet him. But the celebrities, like the professors and the cosplayers and everything, don't really come to Detroit or Columbus or anything very often. So we just want to be the guys that kind of, hey, look, if no one else is going to show love to Detroit, Columbus, the Midwest, we'll show love to it.
Yeah.
God, right. I'm sick. I apologize for coughing. I've been pretty sick the past few days, so this video's kind of been a little rough. So yeah, Magic Fest Detroit, really excited about. Espen, is there anything in particular you're excited about Magic Fest Detroit?
I am excited about all the vendors getting some cool cards signed by some of the artists. I've been going through a lot of my bulk, getting a lot of rares together to go to some of the vendors to either trade or sell them, because that is lots of fun, talking to new people. I love having some great conversations with them, and they're like, I remember when this card was like $20 now it's like $1, but because that happens sometimes, because the card will be really good in standard and then it'll just fall off sometimes, and just having those cool stories and like conversations with them, and then also meeting some brand new seeing new faces, new people, and I'm excited to see my roommate play also in the main event, since he's trying to get back, because he made the Pro Tour last year. He's trying to make it back this year.
He's got a round 1 bye too from all the points he's acquired.
He does have a round 1 bye. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So he's like we like live competitively vicariously through him. He kind of Nick, we love you though. We love you. Don't ever change. You're like the true Spike among us, and we love it because you're such a good player, and
he is a phenomenal player. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff coming up. Well, Magic Fest Detroit's gonna be a great time, and we'd love to see you there. And if I think the t-shirt place is probably close, so I'll probably call him tomorrow and figure it out. So, I think it's time we wrap up this video.
Yeah.
We touched on a lot of stuff. We got a little serious. We got a little lighthearted, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. So for the Brass Giving Podcast, I'm Christian.
And I'm Espen.
And we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.